Needles were found in strawberries, and we had a national crisis, proposed legislative reform, increase in penalties and a reward fee offered. 2 people were attacked by sharks, and we commenced a cull. Today I stand again in this House only months since I stood here when someone murdered Eurydice Dixon. The outpouring at that time was heartfelt, raw and deep. The contributions in this House were strong. My contribution talked of Eurydice and the other women, but it also talked about the environment that grants permission for men to conduct these acts, the language we use to children around roles and violence. It's okay, he only hits you because he likes you. I also spoke of the reactions of men, the not all men and the it's not me response. I pointed out that you may not be him, but if you know him, if you allow demeaning language, if you ignore controlling behaviour, if you know the violence occurs, then actually you are him. If you do nothing, you are him. I raise this today because I am again heartbroken and angry. From the 3rd to the 6th of this month, 6 women were killed. By October 8th, it had risen to 7. By the 12th of October, 8 women had been killed in 10 days. Nicole Cartwright was found bound and collared in a Sydney park. Gail Potter was run over and killed in Traralgon. An unnamed woman in the Northern Territory in Palmerston was found dead. Danielle Goodsell's body was found in her burnt-out house. Patricia Howes was beaten to death and her small child was found nearby. Arana Nahu died of stab wounds. Jacqueline Francis also died of her stab wounds. And an unknown 22-year-old woman was found dead in Queensland. And don't say that they should have been situationally aware, because they were. In 7 of the 8 deaths, the person charged was known to the woman. And in most cases, these women were in their own homes. I would like to read into the Hansard the very heartfelt response from Jane Gilmore, published in the Sydney Morning Herald. Her eloquence is so much greater than mine. As I write this, 6 women have been killed in the last 5 days. By the time you read it, there could well be more dead women. And as you just heard, we've had 2 more women die. Making a small blip in the news cycle, but a blip is all they'll get. No outpouring of national grief and rage, just a blip. Compassion fatigue, it's called, apparently. Our compassion is fatigued by the daily drain of women being beaten, raped, assaulted, ignored, dismissed, blamed, ridiculed, murdered. How exhausted we all are by the violence women live and die with. All these murders were reported against the backdrop of Brett Kavanaugh's appointment to the Supreme Court, following historic sexual assault allegations, as the most powerful men in the world thunder about men's lives being ruined by women speaking about the violence men have subjected them to. Imagine this. 6 women are murdered by 5 men in 5 days. Men all over the nation are filled with rage. They organise rapidly on social media, amplified by the mainstream media reporting of their activism. Protest marches spring up in every major city in the country. Tens of thousands of men rally. They stay up for hours the night before, painting signs and placards, calling all their male friends and family so they can meet and go to the rallies together. No man, Madam Speaker, is left behind. Men uncomfortable in crowds are supported by gentle friends. Men feeling triggered and shaky are held in loving male arms, told to cry and hold on to the men who feel their pain and carry their grief. Men with a long history of activism against male violence are chosen to speak at the rallies. They share their stories. They cry for the lost women. They rage against the cruelty of lives ripped apart. They comfort each other and vow never to stop fighting until women are safe. As the rallies end and the crowds of men slowly disperse, they separate off into small groups. Men sit together in bars, cafes and parks because they cannot bear to be alone after the collective draining all that pain and knowing that there's still much more under the surface. Men sit with each other, unable to stop their tears because they've been to so many rallies before and know they will have to do it again. Are you laughing yet? Or crying? Or both? Because this is a ludicrous story, right? Protesting men's violence is women's work. Men rally when they have women to organise it, to defend each other from accountability. Women rally to defend each other from violence and death. And still we're told to stop demonising men because they are our husbands and fathers and sons and brothers, and they are good men. Where are all these good men when we protest and rage about the things men do to women? Where is their rage? Where are our good brothers when men tie women who tell their truth to a social media stake and set her alight? Where is their rage? Where is their exhaustion after grief and rage has worn them down? Why do they hang their heads and mumble when they're forced to hear women's stories? Why do the loudest male voices only act to assure us that not all men, the thin veneer over a demand, that the woman in front of them reassures them that we're not talking about you? 6 women dead in 5 days. There is no doubting men's capacity for rage, so why are they not raging about this? Madam Speaker, last year 53 women died due to gendered violence. Already this year, 55 women have died. I am tired and I am frightened of compassion fatigue, and I am scared that it is our new normal. But I am so sick of men who are silent, and I am angry at men who need to be told it's okay, we don't blame you. My message today is don't say be situationally aware, women are. Don't say not all men or not me, because if you don't act when women are denigrated, controlled or abused, if you know him, and frankly you do, and you say nothing, then we can't tell the difference between you or he. I'll end where I started, Madam Speaker. Needles were found in strawberries is a national emergency. 2 people attacked by sharks, we enter a culling program. 55 women die, 8 in 10 days alone, and frankly we barely noticed.